Hey guys, this is going to be a real short video lesson. Put SKLN on your watch list. This is the same pattern that I've been teaching you guys, that I've actually been initiating this year. But we're letting a lot of stocks overextend themselves, and that just simply means when we see stocks that break out into new heights, we let them hit resistance levels. And once they begin to lose their momentum, then we'll begin to short these. I shorted this particular stock a little bit too early today, right at around 521. I shorted 1,000 shares and then I covered at about 527. It broke 523, 524, went all the way up to 545, 550. So I'm glad I got out. I stuck with my rules. Anytime you enter into a stock and it goes against you, make sure you minimize your risks and cut losses. Remember what I told you, one of the most important rules about trading is learning to manage your risks. Now, we've identified the resistance levels at around 536, 534, 540. Around that, the stock is having problems breaking those levels of resistance. So we'll see, the stock may go up a little bit more, but our whole goal is to get in on this short later this week. The holidays are coming up for Thanksgiving, so the market will be closed. But keep this on your watch list. Now, one thing I do want to say, I want to give you some nuggets about your mindset and your psychology. One of the greatest things that you can ever do is not to imitate someone, not to learn what that person is doing, not even to learn how they make their money. The greatest thing that you can ever do in life is to learn the psychology of a person. And this is something that people suffer from that try to evolve and try to grow as it relates to any subject. If you want to have what someone has, have you ever heard this statement? You have to do what they do. That's not necessarily true. But if you want to have what someone has, you have to think like they think. And if you can obtain a man's psychology, that is more valuable than gold and money put together. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of times when people enter into the stock market, they focus so much on making money that they never learn the mindset or the psychology behind how to make money. So remember, when I'm teaching these lessons, sometimes you need to listen to these videos over and over and over again so it can enter into your subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is the part of you that you're unaware of. And that's the part of you that has the power to change reality. And so when I teach on shorting stock, you need to read it, listen over and over again, because remember, I bet against stock a lot. I probably short stock 70 to 80% of the time. That just simply means when you bet against stock, when you're basically going against the trend, it's the opposite of buying and selling, but you're expecting for the stock to drop and decline in price. That's how you create value in shorting, is you basically get familiar with trends and patterns, and you have to research support and resistance levels. You can Google this. You can also go to Investopedia and look at support and resistance levels. This has helped me become a self-made millionaire. And I didn't just become a self-made millionaire trading stocks. I did other things, but I'm very successful at trading, and I've made over $1 million trading. So, and I've lost a lot of money, guys. Don't get it twisted. A lot of times we can paint a wonderful picture so we can get sales and get customers, and we try to market, but there's two sides of the stock market. The stock market must be approached professionally. You must approach it as a business. You must learn to respect the rules and the regulations and the systems that govern the market. If the market is not approached professionally, then the market can sift out someone that's weak. Sooner or later, your psychology will not permit you to be successful in the stock market. So remember this, one of the most valuable things that you can ever do is you can learn someone's psychology. If you want to become successful, if you want to have what someone has, what's more valuable than money and what's more valuable than gold is learning someone's psychology. When you learn that psychology, what happens is you begin to unlock all kinds of different results. You begin to unlock substance, materiality, results in your life, because the reason you unlock these different things is because you learn how that person thinks. Now remember, we talked about SKLN, and remember this particular stock, it's at 540 right now. It's having problems breaking the resistance levels, if you see right here around 540. So just be watching this, add this stock to your watch list, and my predictions based on the charts. Now remember, I'm not always right, but I read charts. That's my main thing. I love to read charts, but my main thing is, when we look at this particular stock, let's focus on when it begins to lose its momentum. We already see that it's up actually from its lows of 180 to 210, and it's all the way up to 540, and I believe it's overextended. That's one of the things that I like to look at is I like to trade stocks that are overextended. And what that means is once they begin to go from $1 to $6, I'm patient. I'm not chasing it. I'm just watching it. And once it begins to break down from 6 to 580 to 570, I like to short those type of plays. This has worked for me. I mean, there's times that I've made $5, $10, $15, $20,000 in less than 20 minutes just shorting these type of patterns. And so again, this is J.King Self Made Millionaire. Remember, shorting stock is just one method of making money. And this can actually unlock your potential. You never know. That's why it's so important to research various systems in the market, because you can tap into one system that will help you to tap into a higher version of yourself. And a higher version of yourself in the stock market is found through understanding the different strategies that need to be implemented. This is one strategy. Write this down. We look at stocks that are percent gainers. These stocks are either earnings winners or they entered into new heights. It's important to understand that if a stock enters into new heights, man, you can look at a stock and that stock's been at $1 for the past 14 years, but all of a sudden it's at $7. That means it's entered into new heights. Now it's in the $7 or $8 range. So there's several different ways to look at that stock. You can look at the news, you can look at the media, you can look at emotionalism, you can look at hype, you can look at charts, you can look at all kinds of different things. You can look at candle charts. I look at candle charts, I look at numbers, I look at all kinds of things, but the key thing is understanding support and resistance level. This is something that you can Google on Investopedia. Understanding support and resistance levels are crucial to becoming a good trader, because it helps you to understand how to validate your entry and your exit points. When you understand support and resistance, then you can make a better decision on your entry and your exit points. That's where the decision must be made to enter into stocks or to exit stocks, is based on support and resistance levels. Again, this is J.King Self Made Millionaire, coming to you from MillionairePennyStocks.com. Remember, today is November the 22nd, and we're looking at SKLN. I'm not looking to buy SKLN because, remember, it's already up from its original lows. So I'm not looking to jump in and buy it retail. Novice traders, they buy it retail. Experienced traders buy it wholesale. Novice traders, usually where they're buying is where they need to be shorting. And what does that mean? Well, right now I'm looking to short this stock later this week. Now, we can see live, it's broke 540. So I'm glad I stuck with my rules. Remember when I told you I shorted at 521? Well, I got out at 527. I minimized my risk and I put forth a management strategy. And that's what I do when I get into stock. If a stock breaks that resistance level and I'm shorting a stock and it breaks a certain level of resistance, I get out. I cut my losses. I keep my trades minimized. I've said it several times before. You can make 10 or 15 trades that you get incorrect. You can get 10 trades wrong, and still the next trade will put you in the green because you stuck with a strategy of learning to maximize your profit and minimize your losses. You can have 300 losses in a year and 180 wins and still be in the green in profit because you practice maximizing profit and minimizing losses. Again, this is J.King Self Made Millionaire, coming to you from MillionairePennyStocks.com. And remember, we're watching SKLN. I hope it continues to go up and go up and go up. That's fine, because remember, what goes up must eventually come down. You just have to be patient enough to wait for the decline. And then from there, you choose when to make your entry. Again, do more research on shorting stock. I don't have time to go into depth as it relates to what you do when you short stock, but remember, you will have to have a margin account and select a good broker. E-Trade is a good broker. I like also Interactive Broker has wonderful stocks to short, and so I could do a whole video lesson on Interactive Brokers. This is a really good broker. We had shares that we shorted a while back on Radio Shack. We knew Radio Shack was going bankrupt, and there was no other broker that had shares to short, and we shorted that at 160, 164, somewhere around there, 8,000 shares, and we covered at about 80 cents. So it was a wonderful, wonderful 6 to 7. I think we made about $8,000, somewhere around there, profit on Radio Shack. And so what we're looking at is we're looking at companies too that are filing bankruptcy. Sometimes they're, companies will file bankruptcy and their stock will continue to decline. And then other companies, we just look at the chart and we notice the trends and the patterns of the company being overextended. Many stocks are not worth the price that they're at. Their net asset value is not worth. For example, Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers went from $6 months ago to about $30 or $40 because many people found out that Oprah invested several millions of shares in Weight Watchers, and all of a sudden Weight Watchers went from $6 to $30. Well, that was a perfect time, around $30, $35, to bet against that company, to short the stock, because remember, Weight Watchers was only operating off of speculation. When someone comes of influence and invests in a company, it automatically makes the company break out into new heights. And you can get in, don't get me wrong. If you know what you're doing and you can get in early enough, you can play the breakout and ride that stock up from $6 to $20. But what we do, a strategy we use, one of the strategies, not our only strategy, is we wait for the emotional height and the momentum to run out. Once that momentum runs out, that stock, just like Weight Watchers, because remember, Weight Watchers is really valued at $6, $7, $8 a share. But Oprah was the only reason that that stock went to 30 or 40 bucks. But as soon as the emotional hype ran out of that stock, now it goes back to where its value is. So if you understand shorting, then you won't leave as much money on the table, because most people fail at trading as it relates to stocks because all they know how to do is buy stocks. But if you know how to short stocks, then guess what happens? You enter into another level of value, because now you're not just leaving all that money on the table. Many people leave a lot of money on the table when they only know how to buy stocks. But today I'm telling you about my psychology. What makes you successful as a trader? I am patient. I love to be patient. I love to wait. I watch trends. What do I watch? What is one of the trends that can make me a millionaire? One of the trends is when you let stock break into new heights and you're patient and you wait for the stock to begin to hit resistance levels. Resistance levels are just simply when a stock cannot break past a certain price. Once that stock hits resistance levels, every stock is going to hit resistance levels, just like the Oprah Winfrey situation with Weight Watchers. The stock went all the way up from $6 to $30 to $40, but it went all the way back down to $10 or $11 with just in a couple of days. So if you understand these trends and these patterns and you sit back and you're patient, then you can be successful in the stock market. Again, this is J.King Self Made Millionaire. Come and visit us. And if this video blesses you, if it helps you, if it gives you value, if it adds value to your life, please share the video. Thank you so much.